Right now, though, we are talking EastEnders. Michelle Collins is right here, and get ready, because we thought we'd just quickly recap a little bit of the extraordinary life of Cindy Beale. OK, get this. She first appeared in Albert Square. 1988, she set her sights on Ian Beale. Then, do you remember, she went on to have twins Lucy and Peter. Things went awry, shall we say, when Cindy hired a hitman to murder Ian in 1996. We've all been there. Cindy later gave birth to Cindy Jr., but allegedly died while giving birth. Although, unbeknown to Ian, Cindy was actually alive and living in sunny Marbella. Cut to 2023 last year. And Cindy was reunited with Ian, living in France, before her eventual return to Walford. Michelle! What a story it is.
You shouldn't laugh. I love that. When things went awry.
It's like, well, you know, when you decide to kill your husband, it's maybe not the thing. It's not the most romantic thing in the world.
No, but she kind of decided that she didn't want to do it last minute, and then it was, I don't know.
It always
back in the days of call boxes, she couldn't get through.
God,
you remember?
That.
Yes.
See, if she'd had a mobile phone.
I know, but you know what? It's soap, isn't it? Are we kind of allowed? I mean, I never thought I would ever.
Because that was it. You thought that's it. That's that chapter over.
Well,
but there's always
because
ways.
she died on screen. Sorry, off screen. She died off screen. What am I saying? So I was okay because I was kind of sunning myself filming Sunburn, and I think it was Barbara Windsor that told me that she'd been to the funeral or somebody, and I was like, Cindy's funeral? I didn't even know she died. You
think they would have told you?
You think they might have told me, wouldn't you?
Up and said, oh, and by the way, oh, and by the way.
I know.
But how is it after? I mean, how many? What was the gap? It must be over 20 years.
It was about 25,
wow.
24, 25.
So going back there, because you would think, oh, you're going back, it's like putting on comfy slippers, it'll be all fine. But I would imagine huge changes, huge, enormous
Absolutely.
changes.
You know, I was in my 30s when I left, my early 30s, and now I'm like 61. And so I'm a very, very different person these days. And I think, and yes, it has, I mean, there are only 4 cast members left, the original members.
Right.
Steve McFadden.
Of course.
Julie Telforth, Letitia Dean and Adam Woodyard.
Yeah.
That's it. There are some people, crew, who are still there, which is lovely. That's when you come in and you know what it's really like when you recognise your crew, and it's lovely. But yeah, it has changed. Huge cast, 56, 57. I think when I was there was probably 25 or something. We do 4 a week, whereas in those days it was 2 a week.
Wow. So it's a lot, and there's probably some csts that you'll never see because you won't interact with them.
Well, there are still people now that I've not done any scenes with. I might see them in the kind of green room area, but apart from that, you don't see people all the time.
Isn't it good? I mean, you mentioned there the other women who are there, and isn't it good to see women of a certain age getting brilliant storylines?
Absolutely.
Right at the heart of the whole thing.
Well, I think soaps have always done that. I mean, I've always had great matriarchal figures, like back to the days of Pat Phoenix, you know, in Coronation Street. Everyone loved, I mean, sorry to mention the other, but they always had great female characters. In the beginning, you know, Anne Jeannie to Dobson, Pauline Fowler. They had great storylines. And for me, you know, it was a big decision to go back, but I thought, you know, where are those roles for older women? And where is that visibility for women of a certain age?
Yeah,
you know, and we've still got a lot more to give as women, as me, as an actor.
Yes.
So that's kind of, I just thought, no, actually, I'm having some great storylines.
And you're right, you've amassed all of this experience. So why not use it
when you're at
the peak of your powers?
Of course.
You are using that, though, because you've got your own independent production company, and you have been very busy doing that. I don't know how you managed to juggle everything, but you've been very busy doing that and making sure that the stories you're telling reflect who you are.
I mean, that kind of came about sort of a few years back, probably 7 sort of years ago or something, when I just felt like I kind of wasn't getting the roles that I really wanted to. And so I decided that I was going to put on a play, and I found a writer, commissioned this writer. We kind of co-wrote this play, put it on at the Park Theatre. It was really a success. Then I did a short film, a 20-minute film, produced that. And then I thought, and then kind of lockdown, I got involved in a kind of writer's room, and that's how it's kind of started. And I work with a lawyer at the moment. I've got about 10, 11 projects on my slate. I've got 2 things which are going, and I don't want to jinx it and say, but it's kind of exciting, and it kind of fuels my creativity as well as. Not saying that EastEnders isn't creative, but I'm kind of...
It's a different way.
It was funny, I just met Sue Cleaver. I haven't seen Sue since Corrie, who's now on Loose Women, and we're both kind of the same age, and she just said, you know, she's doing everything. She just said, I'm just not going to turn things down
she did
now.
I'm
at my peak, and
yeah,
it's like,
and she looks like it too. She looks like she's having
really
the
having
best time.
a great time, and I think, you know, and why shouldn't we? We have a lot to give, and I think I said to you as well, have you seen True Love? That amazing series on Channel 4. I know I shouldn't be promoting the other side.
It's
but,
fine.
You know, it's about real women, and there's lines. They've got lines on their faces. And Lindsay Duncan is amazing, unapologetic, just, you know, and we don't want to play perfect. I mean, which is why I think I've got away with Cindy, is because she is kind of unapologetic and people, and she's not perfect. She's not the perfect parent, you know. But
she's really not.
And she's still trying to make up.
But she's trying her best.
Which is kind of why, I suppose we should get back to EastEnders, you know, this week she's trying to amend these relationships with her daughters, and there's obviously a lot to deal with. She hasn't seen her daughters, her children, in 8 years. And then, but she's also got another, there she is, child living in Germany. I mean, I can't keep track of all these children, Lorraine, honestly.
It's quite difficult to keep track of them all, to be fair.
Call it the Von Trapp family. But it's kind of nice, because I've got 2 camps. I've got lovely Peter and Clay, who's my stepson, and then I've got Gina and Anna and George, and I've got Ian, so I've got the best of both worlds.
You absolutely have. Yeah. You completely have. Do you ever see your lovely husband? Because you're always working.
No, actually, no, that's another reason. He is because EastEnders is not far from my home now, so I'm home a lot more than if I was touring or if I was filming away. So that, yeah, he's very understanding, though.
Well, he's a good lad.
He is very understanding.
You've got a good one there, I have to say.
I have.
He's a cracker. Enjoy everything you're doing. Come back and see us. You know, and talk about your projects that you're doing, because I think it's so important. The only way things will change
is if we change. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, take the power back.
Definitely.
That's the thing. Thank you. Great to see you. Thank you, Michelle. And EastEnders, of course, continues tonight, 7:30 on BBC One.